Hello, welcome back to another reading. I am Gray the Gold Witch, and this reading is going to be on a message that's meant to find you right when you find this video. So there's 4 piles today. The first is the shaman and this beautiful crystal. The second is the one and the rose quartz crystal. The third is the eternal child and red jasper. And the fourth is the castle and lapis lazuli. So take a second and pause the video if you need to. Meditate on the piles. And yeah, I'll see you in your reading. Hi, pile 1. If you chose this black tower that's colored on the inside, then this is your reading on a message meant to find you right now. So let's get into it. What I'm immediately seeing for you is that you're being called up by spirit right now. If you've been feeling kind of this connection to the 5D, it's a felt experience of knowing that you're supposed to be doing something, and you know you have some sort of purpose you're meant to fulfill right now. I see this happening for you. I see that you are meant to help people through your experience, and I see that you've done extensive study, or you're in the midst of extensive study of healing practices. Whatever your niche is, whatever you feel you're meant to do, you're meant to learn about in this lifetime, you're being drawn to it. It's like these things are magnets that are being magnetized to you right now. And you're also healing through your past trauma and what you've been through. And you're learning a lot about who you are and the person you've been. And this is all cumulatively helping you fulfill your life's destiny. So the message here for you today is very, very powerful, and that's that you have a mission of helping other people. And part of this mission is you connecting and channeling from the spirit realm in whatever way you have been guided to do that. And I see a lot of this as personal. You will feel what is right for you, and you will be attracted to it. And nobody needs to tell you exactly what it is, because it's in your heart and you'll be led there willingly. If you hear my cat purring, I just got a kitten and she's sitting on my lap right now. So let's see. I'm seeing that you're meant to be compassionate and give your love to people. And I see what's cool about this is I'm seeing this like linked fence in my mind, and in it, it's as though you've gotten help from other people. People have been there for you through your darkest times, and now you're that next link for other people. And I'm seeing this as like, it's very interconnected, this soul work we do and this work we do to help people. And I see that you have really gotten through some very difficult times, and I think you're feeling in your gut that you just want to pour out this love onto other people, and you're not sure exactly why this feeling is so strong, but it just feels very intense, like you have this mission that you must do, and you might be feeling a little confused as to why this has arisen all of a sudden, and it's because you're ready to take this next step and be there for people. It's like you've traveled down this path and gotten to this doorway, and you've learned boundaries, you've learned how to care for yourself, you've learned how to be the person that you aspired to be. And if this isn't how you're feeling now, this is your future energy, where you're this mystic that is helping people on their life path. You know how to fight for yourself, you know how to stand up for yourself, and that's very clear in your cards. And now it's a matter of you sharing that with other people and protecting other people. Your heart, I feel like your heart just wants to help. What's cool though that I'm seeing is your soul is like a magnet that's being drawn to other magnets around you. And you'll know when things, you're not meant to help everyone. You're not meant to help people who don't want to be saved. You're meant to do things that feel right. So if something feels right, that's what you're meant to do. And you're not meant to force things. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't feel like your soul and your intuition are calling you towards it, then don't go towards it. Your intuition is very much strengthening, and you'll know what's right for you and what's wrong for you on this path. It's so interesting because in the modern world, it's hard to come by shamans, especially where I live in the United States, and shamans are few and far between, but a lot of mystics, a lot of people working are going down the shaman's path. It just isn't the same as it was in native cultures, and in some way, in some fashion, you are living by the core values of the mystic's path, of the shaman's path. And Spirit's really reiterating that you don't have to be nice to everybody. This is not a matter of people pleasing. This is intentional compassion, using it wisely, being devoted to your core value of serving your higher power, your truth, the betterment of humanity, and not just helping those who don't want to be saved, where your energy would drain from you and you wouldn't be doing what truly feels right to you. But this is an instinct you have to help other people. It's at your core. It's your soul's path. And you're headed in the right direction. You're correctly traversing the path of your destiny. And you are very strong. And you had to be very strong to get here, to get to this point. And I'm truly seeing that everything you need on this path is within you. And to treat things, remember that life is about attraction and resistance. You're either attracted to things, or you're repelled by them, or you're indifferent. And whatever you're attracted to, whatever you're feeling that pull towards, that's where you're meant to go. And you know this on an innate level. Just don't let societal confines or expectations limit you, as long as you're not hurting other people, as long as you're not hurting yourself. You're meant to follow your soul's path. I see that you are going to be very good with the misfits, the outcasts, the people who society might neglect. And you're going to be a very healing presence in a lot of people's lives, and I think you already are. But I'm almost seeing this Mother Teresa type archetype, this compassion, this love, but also with these boundaries of a fighter, of a warrior. You're not somebody to be messed with. And your power is much more intense than you realize. It really is. But you have this grace and humility that is why you have this power. God wouldn't give this power to somebody who was driven by ego. You're definitely fully driven by your soul at this point. And if you don't feel that way now, this is the energy you're going to be in. And you're going to change a lot of lives for the better. And you're really working for your higher power in this lifetime. And this message was meant to find you because you knew this instinctively. You knew this on a soul level. But it's not like in capitalist society you would find this message often. It's something that we get affirmed from time to time on our soul's journey, but it's sometimes hard to get this affirmation, so you were meant to get that today. And I'm really humbled that Spirit brought this message through me, because this message is for very powerful people with very strong purposes that are doing really great work on earth right now. And you should be proud of yourself for the work you're doing on a personal level, because to do this external work to help other people, you have to first do all of this work on yourself, and you have. And I see the work you've done and will do. You have a lot to be proud of. Okay, so we're going to look at the tarot cards now. I had this deck on the table earlier, and it got knocked over, and the High Priestess fell on the ground, and that was kind of cool. I was like, oh, and there's a hair tie. What does Pile 1 need to hear? What is the message for Pile 1? Knight of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Five of Wands, and one more, the King of Cups. Okay, what's interesting, and this is so common in the spiritual community, but I see that you started this path just kind of impulsively. You had no idea it would lead to this magnitude of abundance and victory. You acted on your instinct in the beginning. You just were led by like that white rabbit of intuition, and it's led you to a world you could never have imagined. It kind of reminds me of Sam Baggins and Frodo going on that journey to Mordor, and they had no idea what they were in for. It was such a complex journey, and they had no idea it was going to be that intense. Even Bilbo in The Hobbit. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. You started this, it's like the Fool's journey, the Fool card in tarot. It's like the Fool has no idea what they're in for, but here they go on this journey of spiritual enlightenment. And I see that's what happened for you. And you're beginning to see the fruits of this journey and the beauty of it. And I think you're a little dumbfounded, awestruck, like, what is happening in my life? How is all of this beauty happening right now? And you're meant to ride the wave. You're meant to do this work on a soul level. And I see that you have this humility at your core and won't be driven by egoic things. I'm hearing Grow by Muna. Muna's one of my favorite bands. My cat's named Muna. I named her Muna. And, oh, she wants to peek out. There she is. Hi. Hi, Muna. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Don't worry about that candle. I have her. She's very timid. She wouldn't go near it. So just want to say that. I'm holding her. Anyway. With the Five of Wands here, I'm seeing that there will also be battles and difficulties on this journey, as there are in any journey. Even the one of enlightenment, of spiritual, of Dharma, there's still these battles. And I see that these battles are making you into this very emotionally balanced King of Cups. This person who has a story to tell. Experience that will heal people. And the message meant to find you right now is that You're meant to enjoy every second of it and not let these battles weigh you down, because they're experiences for you to learn lessons and grow, and they're not meant to weigh you down or make you think you aren't meant to have the position you have. Like when I see 2 horses that these people are sitting on as well as a throne, I see that you're going to have a position of authority in the path you're on. And you might sometimes deal with imposter syndrome, especially at the early stages of this journey. And you're not meant to, because you have a very important message to give to people. And people are going to aspire to have your wisdom and integrity and strength of character. And it's interesting because I think when you go on a spiritual journey like this, you don't expect this much material, physical abundance, but your spiritual work is manifesting in the physical world. And you don't have to worry about being ego-driven, because I really see that you are driven by your soul. And you will hold on to this. And, I'm thinking of that poem by... what is it? Spirit. If. It's called If. It's the most famous poem called If. You should look it up. It talks about what it takes to be, well, it's very heteronormative. It's about a man and what it takes to be a strong man, but I think it's what it takes to be a strong person. And it's outdated. But anyway, you should read it because it's very powerful. There's even people on YouTube who speak it out loud, and those are pretty powerful too. But I see you're on this journey and you have a lot of integrity. You're going places, you're doing really beautiful work in this life, and you're not meant to be ashamed of all of the beauty and abundance that's coming in on the physical plane, because it's destined for you. And let these fights and these obstacles mold you into this King of Cups, because that's what they're meant to do. You had no idea what your journey was leading you towards, especially with the Knight of Wands going this way. No idea that you're in for this abundance on this journey, but that's what you're going to get. Listen with your heart in this life. Your heart is telling you what your mind can't. Your mind might question these things. Your mind might be confused by what your soul's doing right now. Just ride this wave and let yourself grow. And I see that this is happening now. The next 5 to 10 years, they're going to be incredible. You're going to look back on how you started this journey and just be awestruck, because you're really changing people's lives and rising into your full potential. And you're just meant to continue to follow your instinct, lean on your truths. I see animals and kids here too. If you want those things, I see those could be coming in. You're in for just a beautiful time. So just continue to hold on to these core beliefs and be receptive to all the abundance that's coming in for you. And don't let obstacles hold you down. Know that they're molding you into who you're meant to be. Okay. I feel like I'm repeating myself, so I'm going to end it here. Pile 1. This is a very powerful message, and you have a lot of good coming in for you. I would like to thank your guides, my guides, and any spiritual energies that came in to assist in this reading. Personal readings are available in the link in my bio. And yeah, I will see you in another reading. Take care. Bye. Hey, Bio 2. If you chose the rose quartz heart, then this message was meant to find you tonight or today or whenever you stumble across this reading. So the first thing I'm picking up on is that there's a lot of energy in this reading that reminds me of the energy of Aphrodite. And there's something I want to say about Aphrodite. I think she works with you and is currently working with you on your journey. And for people to work with Aphrodite, her energy is very misconstrued in modern society. And it's like, yes, she is this Venusian energy and this energy of beauty and love. But to have her work with you, you must be a very courageous soul who is very serious about doing your work on self-love. You have to be serious about the pursuit of your highest self to work with her energy. It's not for people who don't take it seriously, who don't take their self-betterment seriously. And she comes in often whenever we're at a very low point, when we hit a rock bottom, to help us rebuild. People talk about how at our lowest bottom is like the most fertile soil to grow off of. And that's why sometimes when people hit bottom, they can really get started on turning their life around. And I see that you have been through a very deep journey. I'm seeing the last 3 years, pain and endings and a decision to choose yourself and work on yourself. You were at a crossroads of either letting life continue to be painful or choosing something better. And I see that you chose something better, and that you are at an ending of a cycle in your life, and you have a lot more wisdom and fruits of... I'm hearing you're having abstract fruits, like knowing what's right for you. And this next cycle of your life is having the fruits of your labor, this abundance, manifest in your physical reality. I'm seeing this specifically with relationships and seeing how your higher power works in your life on a daily basis. You are going to be hearing people say exactly what you need to hear. You're going to be having people come in at the right time when you need them. Relationships come in at the right time when you need them. And there's going to be these serendipitous experiences that happen that you'll know are glimpses of interconnectedness of life and us all being able to help each other in our pursuit of higher purpose and doing this journey of life. I love this card. It talks about what if the beginning and ending of all things is love. And what I see is in this new chapter of having this abundance of relationship and love for yourself, you're going to have true gratitude for the pain you went through. And when you're in the thick of this pain, it's very difficult to see that you would have gratitude for going through that. But I had a friend tell me today that pain is our greatest teacher. And sometimes, and she said that she only listens and changes her behavior if the pain's deep enough. And that really hit home, because the path of my spiritual enlightenment and my self-development was very much rooted in, I was in a lot of pain and wanted to find a way to relieve that pain and do it in a way that was productive and connected to my higher power. And that led me to tarot, and it led me to other avenues of healing. And it's brought me so much closer to my higher power. And I see this happening for you. I see that your greatest gifts are in the lessons and wisdom you learned from the difficulties you've been through in the past. And I see your soul tribe coming in this next chapter and having really empowering relationships, because I think a lot of your relationships in the past were of a karmic nature. They were meant to teach you lessons, and now you have ones that are going to be empowering you, are going to be lifting you up and motivating you and making you feel understood and validated in who you truly are. And if you were isolated in the past, this next chapter, you're bringing in new people. The universe is bringing in new people to you. And you're going to be very connected to their stories and relate to each other, because they're people who have also done the work, who have been through this pain, chosen to work on themselves. And now this is you guys coming together and meeting in the physical plane. And some of these people you really will feel like you've known for a long time when you meet them. They're just going to click into your life like that. And this is a message of the fact that you have chosen love. You have chosen yourself. You have chosen to believe in something greater in this life, and that you deserve better. And the Chiron is the card of the wounded healer, and you had to get wounds to get to this point. And because you've experienced this pain, you'll have a much more immense reverence and gratitude for the beauty that's entering your life in this next chapter. Because the fact Aphrodite popped up, I'm hearing that you're in for a renaissance of a next chapter. I'm hearing that you'll be reunited with art and music and have a love for the pleasures of life that you might have lost when you were deep in this pain. You've really elevated in your care for yourself, and this time in your life is just going to be expansive, and a lot of beauty is going to be coming in, and everything's going to feel purposeful and intentional, and you're going to feel how your higher power is working in your life. And you're going to be teaching people the wisdom you've learned, and people are going to be teaching you the wisdom they've learned in their journeys. And to share this knowledge, you're going to expand, and you're going to continue to grow, because you're also learning from these people and they're learning from you. There's that saying that we're only as great as the 5 people we spend the most time with. It's something along those lines. And I see you're going to be around very wonderful, inspiring people. There's definitely an enlightenment that you've been through, and you're seeing that you were able to bend and not break under very difficult circumstances. And your foundation for life is built on the wisdom you've gained through this pain. And in this next chapter, your relationship with your higher power is going to feel very intimate. And I feel like you're going to wake up in the morning thinking about your higher power and go to sleep. Just they're constantly working with you in your life. And you're just going to see how things are coming together because of how high vibrational you are at this point in your life. And it's almost as though you're this energetic like beam that's calling out. It's like a lighthouse letting other lighthouses, know that you have found yourself. And on a soul level, these other souls are energetically aligned with you, and they're coming forward. And you all are making each other grow stronger and become the best versions of yourself. And you won't feel like you have to escape your life anymore, because you're going to so enjoy and be satisfied with how your life looks in this next chapter. You're going to want to stay very present because you enjoy it. And you won't have to revel in fantasy. You're just going to revel in the present moment. So that's very cool. I'm hearing your present moment is a fantasy. So yeah, and with Aphrodite coming through, that's a very good omen for you. So we're going to look at the tarot cards now. Pile 2. What does pile 2 need to hear? The 10 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, 2 too many. The Six of Cups. And we have the Queen of Wands in reverse in the back of the deck. What I'm seeing immediately is that you won't need external validation. You won't be looking for other people for self-esteem or to prove your worth. You are going to be innately feeling it. And I feel like there were feminine figures or feminine energies in your life who were very gossipy. That's a message that's coming through, and those energies are being removed from your life, and really what's of your highest good and highest fulfillment's coming in. With the Ten of Pentacles here, I see that this next chapter is everything you could want and more. I'm being reminded of the Irish saying, may the most you ask for be the least you get. And I'm seeing that as the truth of your next chapter. And I'm hearing that all of the obstacles and conflicts in your life are meant to teach you something, and that with these people who are in your life now, it's all going to be in good fun, and there won't be the kind of pain you dealt with in the past in these next relationships that are coming up. I'm also hearing that in this next cycle of your life, it's going to be memories you look back on for the rest of your life. And I'm hearing this is the next 3 to 6 years of your life. So you have a lot to look forward to here, and you're going to be very victorious in coming into a new level of success in your career, financially, and just with emotional satisfaction for the energies that you're surrounded by. Because I think your outer reality in this next chapter is going to reflect your inner reality. And you're going to feel very abundant. You're going to feel very capable of taking care of yourself and relying on yourself. And you'll be having this really well-balanced life because you're going to be reliable for yourself and others. You're also going to be enjoying the sweetness of life and enjoying fun celebrations and fun adventures. And it's a very well-balanced life where you're not living in excess, you're living in balance. And it's a very fulfilling, prosperous life. And I'm really seeing that any energy that disrespects you, that doesn't align with you, that takes you out of this high vibration, you won't be paying them mind, because your value system is very good. You know, because of what you've been through in the past, you know what you have the space to include in your life, what you have the energy for, and what isn't worth your time and energy. And I see you being very focused on what you care about and what you know has value to you to bring about in your life. And you're letting go of nonsense situations, of lower vibrations, of people gossiping, as we were discussing. You just won't be bothered by it. You have more important things to concern yourself with. I think your wisdom is bringing you a lot of this prosperity as well. And your connection to Source, to your higher power, you're going to be very connected to and know that it's contributing to this success in your life. And I think it'll be kind of wild to you how any situation that looks difficult or looks concerning, or any arguments you have, you're going to feel like things worked out for you. And even when they didn't, you learned something valuable that made life work out in the future. So you're seeing how everything really, like the universe is conspiring for your highest good, and you're seeing that in time after time in your life. Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper is definitely relevant here. I would listen to that. That's a very good song. It came on in a pizza place I was in last week, and it felt significant. And here it's coming up in the reading, so that's cool. Let's see. Anything else Spirit wants me to tell you? Use your time wisely. You know what you want to invest in. You know what's worth your energy. Focus on that. And allow yourself to have fun and enjoy events that come up and experiences that make you happy, and know that this is a time in your life that it's interesting how we never really know how we're going to feel about a situation until it's passed. And this is just going to be a very magical, beautiful time in your life where you really feel like you elevated to your best self and could really see your worth. And you treat yourself in this chapter with so much kindness and beauty. And rose quartz could be a really good crystal for you as well. So I'm also really just being reminded of the Renaissance in your reading, so maybe looking at some Renaissance art, learning about Renaissance history could be relevant to you too. There's something about a Renaissance in your life, really letting the past be in the past and focusing on the present and making the most of it that you can, and enjoying it and savoring it and making your life a piece of art. So yes, Pile 2, this is what I'm seeing for you. It was an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Personal readings are at the website linked in my bio or in the description box. And I will see you in another reading. Take care. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. If you chose the red jasper, then this is your reading that's meant to find you when you find it. So let's get into it. Your soul came to Earth and wanted to experience the highs and lows of life, especially on the physical plane. So you're meant to shine in some way in this lifetime, and you were meant to see the light attributes of expansiveness and opulence, as well as the shadow aspects of living in this manner. So I'm seeing that you're a very charming person. You're very magnetic and people gravitate towards you. And I think people of high status and high reputation really respect you. And you have that energy that just kind of radiates from inside you out. So I wouldn't be surprised if you've had some very wild experiences and things that could go in a movie. And songs were immediately channeled for you. Loyalty by Kendrick Lamar, featuring Rihanna. Lose You to Love Me by Selena Gomez. Fastlane. I forget who that's by. Life in the Fast Lane. Yeah, so music, I think spirit communicates a lot with you through music. And I'm also really being shown the rock star life here. The kind of top of the world life. And I think you've been around people who've experienced this. And in some ways in your life, you've had some pretty crazy experiences that few people have. Like just being in the right place at the right time and something kind of magical happening. And I think you just have a very strong luck to you. And I feel like people would say everything always works out for you. And I think you wouldn't agree with this, but you would agree that you've had some very enigmatic times in your life. And what's interesting is that I think this come in waves for you, where you've seen the light aspects of Jupiter, which is expansiveness, really manifesting whatever you desire. Jupiter is a planet of abundance, and the eternal child is also someone who's magnetic and can achieve fame or just be very popular in the circles they're in. So I think you've lived like this. And you've also attracted people around you who have this eternal child archetype and live in this expansiveness and have been surrounded by it too. And I think you've dealt with the shadow aspects of this in other people as well as in your life. So I think you've dealt with people who were overindulgent that betrayed you, and it made you look at the ways you're overindulgent in your life. The fact Lose You to Love Me came up into my head. I mean, Selena Gomez wrote that about Justin Bieber, and they're both major singers. They're some of the most famous people of our time. And he kind of wrecked her, I think. I mean, I don't know her personally. I couldn't speak to that. But she has mentioned that the relationship was in some ways abusive to the press. And I see that you have dealt... But she's like this she's famous in her own right. And has these magnetic qualities. And I see that maybe you're around somebody who kind of had these expansive qualities too, and really lived them in their shadow aspect, and you had to take a lot of the brunt of that pain and that experience. And there was no way to win with this person. They were selfish, they were overindulgent, self-destructive, but the good thing about this relationship, whatever this was, is it shined light. And this could have popped up in numerous aspects of your life, because I really see that part of your life path was to see these shadow aspects of Jupiter. So you might have, this painful situation probably cracked you open and made you face your own overindulgence, addictive patterns, self-destructive patterns. This really forced you to heal and realize that you didn't want to live this way anymore because you were so repelled by this person's behavior and how they treated you. And the message meant to find you today is you're meant to enjoy the shadow or the light aspects of Jupiter through understanding the shadow aspects of it, by realizing that if you balance out your life and mitigate self-destructive and overindulgent patterns in your life, you can have this expansiveness and it be from a beautiful place. And we see that to continue with this analogy, we see that in Selena Gomez's career at this point. She's expanded, she's launched a makeup brand, she's really just, you can tell that she's much more confident and happy at this point in her life. And that's what's meant for you to happen too. And you can tell that she's grateful she's not with Justin Bieber. Obviously, I don't know her, I don't want to project too much, but from the narrative we've seen, that's pretty clear to me. So I'm seeing that you're learning very big lessons about these Jupiterian themes, and you're meant to have this glow up now. And wherever you're at in this cycle of... The thing is with Jupiter is it's a very intense planet. So you've been through a very intense experience. No matter what you've been through, no matter what these shadow aspects you've been shown have looked like, it's been difficult. And healing is happening in your life right now, and you're meant to trust the process of this healing. And I think you're at a point in this healing where it's safe to soften to yourself, because you can trust yourself to heal these aspects. And it's safe to soften and go back to these light attributes of the eternal child in Jupiter. I think because you were so turned off by the shadow aspects of this planet and this archetype, you've been scared to enjoy them in their light and enjoy expansion and this magnetic popularity you have. You are very charismatic. You are a very attractive, energetically attractive person who... This is just innate. This is a part of your soul's plan. This is a part of who you were meant to be in this life. And you're meant to open up, back up to these positive themes of Jupiter and the eternal child. And I see that you will. That's in the cards for you. However, I think the emphasis on this is that you just have to realize that this charming person from your past had an agenda that served themselves. And whenever you deal with new people, when you're in this expansive energy, you just have to make sure they're not coming at you from an agenda, or that they aren't in some way using you for your power and beauty. And I see that you can do this as long as you don't lean on addictions or overindulgence. And I see that you'll be blessed in this, and this won't happen. But maybe by realizing that your fear of leaning back into these light attributes has to do with this deceitful person from your past, it'll help you soften to the process you're in now and realize that everything's working out for you, and you're learning lessons about how this level of arrogance that you saw in this person and entitlement can create these negative effects of such expansive energies. Because all energies have shadow and light attributes, and that's why we talk about there's good in the bad, there's bad in the good. It's the yin yang of life, and you're healing from having to witness these shadow aspects and when you're expecting to receive light. Because anything that knocks you off of your feet like that, it's just you're not expecting it, and it hurts, and you're healing from that pain. And this person definitely regrets their behavior. I'm hearing that Bruno Mars song, Talking to the Moon, because coyotes howl at the moon or whatever. And just know that they are addicted to self-pity right now, and they were meant to be a karmic lesson in your life to realize what you didn't want to be. And you're much better off without this situation. I mean, I think we can all agree Selena Gomez is better off without Justin Bieber, and I see that that's how your life will be as you continue to feel what makes you happy, what adds to your life, and the expansive energy you deserve. You deserve people who are loyal to you and who aren't coming from an agenda. And it's very fearless to feel your emotions and feel the pain of this, and it's much easier to run from it. So I commend you for doing this healing work and being honest with yourself about the situation you've been in, and you will find this loyalty. I see that you're about to enter a very expansive period with these elements and be just in your power and on your A game and really working, co-creating with the universe to make your dreams reality. So don't let the past hold you back, and know that it's okay to have discernment towards the people who are in your life, because you deserve people who are truly loyal and are not coming at you with an agenda. So another phrase that's coming in my head is that it does take two to tango. And despite the fact that this person showed you what you didn't want to be, you are responsible for making sure someone like this doesn't enter your life again and you don't repeat this cycle. You need to at least admit to yourself that you played a part in this by accepting this person into your life. And although you've really worked on yourself since and chosen these light attributes of these cards, you're just meant to be discerning with who enters your life in the future, because you are responsible for what energies you allow in. So, yeah. Oh my God, I just put the deck in the star. It's there. You really are an expansive energy who you just have to believe in yourself, and you're going to do incredible things. I'm hearing that phrase, if you don't believe in yourself, who will? And I see that if you believe in yourself, you really can do some crazy things in this life, stuff that's unimaginable. So really, that's your main goal, is to find that faith. So what does pile 3 need to hear? We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Swords, Eight of Wands. I'm hearing watch and wait. Watch and wait. Okay, what else does pile 3 need to hear? Six of Wands. Wow. Yeah, you're coming into some nature abundance. One more. The 9 of Pentacles. Come on. Okay. So yeah, we also have the Queen of Wands on the back of the deck. You are very magnetic. Just innately, your energy is magnetic. You are like, the universe just wants to hand you things, basically. And you can literally just rest and believe this will come in, and it will. I'm seeing external opportunities, external experiences coming in, and you being victorious in them, and you being independent in your life, and really just whole in yourself. And I see that this is fated. All of this is coming in divine timing, and there's nothing you need to do except continue to do the self-development, continue to act on what intuitively feels right, and be receptive to new energies that are entering your life that feel right. As long as you have this confidence and this and I almost said confidence again, and this reliance on yourself, there's nothing holding you back. I see that you are just going to be feeling really good about yourself. I think you're going to be taking very good care of yourself. There's some sort of glow up here that's really happening after this chapter. And you're letting yourself look good and feel good. And dressing up. And you're dressing to the nines. I don't even know what dressing to the nines means, but that's what I hear. And with the bird in her hands, I really see this as news arriving, as opportunities coming to your doorstep, really. And with the Six of Wands here, just know that as long as you are coming from your soul, as long as you're coming at it from your true self, you will be victorious and unstoppable. There's something here about once you know yourself, you're going to be just zooming like on a roller coaster. Like it's like you're on an adventure that it's hard to stop once it starts. And that's a good thing because it's a good adventure. I love the stained glass in the window here. And you have a sword. There's a sword by this person laying down praying. You just need to have trust in spirit and realize that all sorts of magnificent, magical things are possible. And you are someone who reminds that to people because of your energy. You remind them of the miracles of life. And since you embody this energy, that energy is attracted to you. And you're going to have these miracles and exciting events happen to you. I see you're very blessed. And with this cat here, I'm also looking back on this coyote and thinking, you're just going to realize how incompatible you were with this person and how incompatible they were with your path forward. And you're going to recover from this if you're still dealing with any grief. And you're going to have people fighting for you and really having your back and showing you that you deserve that treatment. And with her looking to the right, I see that you're facing towards your future. You are moving forward. You are leaving the past behind you, and you are letting Jupiter take you where you need to go. And I love that this horse is looking forward. It reminds me of, it's almost like looking at us saying, you know what's coming for you. You know what's about to happen. In the next 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to have some major experiences come in.
So just trust in this, believe this, and as long as you believe, it will happen. And allow yourself to heal now. The Four of Swords also talks about healing. Allow yourself to heal out the remainder of this pain from the past cycle and prepare for the new, because a lot of good is coming in. And your soul knows this, and this is a reiteration of the fact. Whatever you can do for self-care to make yourself feel better, whether that be getting your nails done, doing your hair, whatever makes you feel better, do that. And know that you're going to be feeling so good about your life and about who you are as a person, and knowing that you took the steps necessary to care for yourself and make your life a better life. And you're going to realize how much you live in these lighter aspects of Jupiter and how much the darker aspects of Jupiter ruled your past. You'll be able to see that definitively by the abundance that's coming into your life now. You're going to be so grateful for choosing to heal through that pain to bring you to where you are now. Because I see that you made quick, decisive action. You chose yourself, even when it was difficult, even though the pain could be very hard. You really worked with the universe's timing and trusted in your path. And you're just being asked to continue to do this as this abundance pours in for you. You're going beautiful places, and this is what you needed to hear. So Pile 3, this is what I'm getting for you. It's an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I will see you in another video. Take care.
Hi, if you chose the Lapis Lazuli in the Castle card, then this is your reading on a message meant to find you right now. So, Pile 4, this is very mysterious energy, and I love it. The first thing I'm drawn to is the goddess Persephone. Persephone is often associated with Virgo, and the fact that the castle and the crowning are here too. She was the queen of the underworld, so I'm getting very strong Persephone vibes from this reading, and you might work with her as a goddess, or you should, because I see that your energy is very connected with her. The story of Persephone is that she was stolen by Hades and taken to the underworld, and it was because he fell in love with her. And her mother went searching for her, and in her despair stopped letting the earth grow fruits, grow food. And so the mythology goes that autumn and winter came about because Demeter stopped allowing the earth to grow food during those times. And then whenever Persephone was freed by Zeus from the underworld and came to be with her mother, spring and summer ensued. But since Persephone had eaten 6 pomegranate seeds in the underworld, she had to stay behind for autumn and winter for those 6 months. So her story is very relevant to your reading, and there's something about you watching things unfold and paying close attention to the details behind them in your life right now. I see that you're coming into some major abundance, financially and spiritually, and the message here is to balance these out and not become consumed by materialism, but also relish in the spiritual abundance that's coming to you. Because I see that you are being put in a position of power in some regard. And to properly balance this out, you also need the nurturance of the community beyond the castle. This card talks about how the castle is built to keep people out. And it can be an isolating place, and your soul might be longing for community outside of the castle walls. So I see that you're coming into some sort of abundance and you're not supposed to isolate here. And there's something about you being... I love the duck card is here too, because the duck is often related to gold and fortune, and the castle also relates to gold. So I really am seeing some sort of financial prosperity you're entering at this time. And the duck card talks about how this philosopher, Roman philosopher Seneca, said, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. And I see that you have really worked on yourself. You have been really ruled by Mercury, like Virgo is. That's communication, intellect, and wit. And I see you're becoming prosperous because of this. And you're getting a seat at the table, and you are being reborn into a new position. And it's some sort of leadership role. And I'm hearing not all that glitters is gold. Don't be swept into the illusions of grandeur and opulence, because I'm hearing that you're meant to focus on the spiritual nature of these blessings and the spiritual abundance that's coming in for you, because it's twofold. You're getting both in your life. And I'm hearing that this financial abundance is an earthly manifestation of your spiritual abundance. And you must focus and cultivate the spiritual abundance to maintain this earthly abundance. And there's something here about the castle sometimes being entrapping and suffocating. And Persephone coming through reminds me that there are shadow sides to this fortune. And I think you're a very intuitive person who follows things based on what intuitively feels right, what energetically aligns with you. And this is a test for you not to let your ego fixate on the material abundance that's coming in or the glitter of other people who have this lifestyle. You're being initiated into a leadership role. And you're meant to hold this with a great respect for what you're being given. And I love this card, how the archways form into a blue sky with the universe all around. Your attention to detail, your ability to analyze and understand why things are the way they are, they're going to take you very far. And you're meant to keep a discerning eye towards this physical opulence, because I'm hearing there's a lot of illusions here. And you're meant to stay true to the spiritual abundance that led you here and not become... I'm hearing like, will you let your ruler be your spirituality, or will you let your ruler be materialism? Because you will be protected by who you choose to follow. So there's something about that here. And how in this much abundance you can sometimes fall back asleep and lose sight of the value system and the reasons you do the things you do. So I see that you're in some way becoming a king or queen, in some way becoming crowned, initiated. You're moving through a threshold, and this will be very beautiful and exciting. Still, you're meant to remember where you came from and remember who you are. And Persephone is saying, don't let people take advantage of your beauty. Be discerning of the energies around you. And I see a lot of compassion and beauty in who you are, and that's why you're getting this abundance. And you're just being told about both the light and the shadow of these new experiences. And the reason you're going through such a profound experience is because you learn through experience and sensations. You collect data about the world and learn from these experiences. And I believe you have really high standards, and you have very high spiritual standards. And there's something here, Persephone's come through and is saying, you have very high spiritual standards, and when this physical abundance comes in, you might be focused because you can see it, because you can see these things happening. You might have shift to having very high physical standards. And there's this idea here of which value system are you going to follow, because one will have to surpass the other in your priorities. And if you prioritize earthly abundance over your spiritual abundance, chaos and a loss of identity will ensue. And you will, ensue keeps coming up. That's a word that is relevant to you, ensue. But if you continue to prioritize spiritual abundance as this earthly abundance comes in, you'll maintain the humility necessary to continue on your path in a beneficial manner. And Persephone is definitely saying you're very wise, you're very smart, you know what you're getting into. You just make sure you don't fall asleep when you enter these walls of abundance. Okay? It's really cool also, this message is coming through because the universe obviously favors you if they're telling you this before or during this experience. The fact that they want you to know that this is something that could happen is them showing you favorable treatment and knowing that your heart wouldn't want this, and they just don't want you to forget that there are these pitfalls and traps in life that we can fall into if we're not careful and discerning. So, yeah, wow. Let's look at the tarot, why don't we? Oh, the Ten of Cups. Yeah, if you stay true to your value system, you are going to have emotional fulfillment. So that's really cool. You're going to have satisfaction. I'm also hearing that song, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and I think that singer can't get satisfaction because their value system is prioritizing earthly abundance rather than spiritual abundance. So, yeah, that's a reason why people can't find satisfaction, is because it's egoic for them. Okay, we have Death on the back of the deck to start. The Six of Wands. I'm only taking uprights today, actually. Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Queen of Wands. Three of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. And Seven of Wands. I want to make sure all of these fit. The space I'm working with is smaller today. Let's see. Let me check how this looks. It's a little messy. Yeah, you might be having so much coming in that life feels a little chaotic and less organized than usual. Okay, so your soul, even if you aren't aware that you are about to have major long-lasting abundance in your life, or if you're already here, this is two camps of people who already have this abundance and people who can feel it coming. You are in for major victory in your life and self-sufficiency, and you have every opportunity for just a pleasureful life, like a life of luxury and the nicer things, for sure. The fact that there's two queens here, and those are our court cards, you're definitely being crowned, as we see in the initiation. And with Persephone also coming up, I'm seeing that in this new chapter, you'll be playing two roles, and both are equally important. You'll be playing the charismatic, I mean, these are genuine, but you will be the charismatic leader who asserts your authority, speaks your mind, tells the truth, is fair and just and caring, but also fiery and passionate. And there will be times when difficult things happen when you're in this leadership role that you'll have to be more gentle and more feeling based. And you'll have to take from your inner reserves to bring care to people around you. And I see that you're going to be having this lasting physical abundance, but it also comes with the pain of realizing truths about our world, truths about different people, having to fight to stay balanced in a spiritual manner. Because I think whenever your sun grows, like the sun in the sky, like your life force grows, it casts a bigger shadow on the truth, the sad truths of the world, and also the shadows of yourself and your subconscious behavior patterns and maybe things that you aren't proud of about yourself. So I think you're going to be revealed these truths, and you'll have to hold space for them and know that they exist as well. It's almost as though you're getting the best of life. You're enjoying life from a very high point, like on top of a mountain. But from the top of that mountain, you see all of the truths of this world, and that's both the good and bad. And I see that this abundance will stay in your life as long as your priority is your spiritual abundance and your character development, your personal integrity, your commitment to the path of spiritual development. That is the foundation for all of the earthly abundance that comes into your life, and your ability to help other people and be in this position of power as this leader. There's something about your posture here too, making sure that you're sitting up straight, because this subconsciously also makes you feel more confident. And that's something, if you're ever feeling unconfident, notice your posture, sit up straight, and you'll feel better. I promise. That's something I have to notice sometimes about myself too. So when I think about Persephone, I think about how she saw the best of the world in the spring and summer. And then she also saw the darker parts of life, and she saw the good in the bad parts of life and the bad in the good parts of life as well. And that's what I really see you're experiencing on your journey, is you're experiencing the dualities of life and the different parts of it. And you're going to learn a lot. You're going to be very wise for the experiences you have. But you're going to also have to be very independent and self-sufficient, because not a lot of people will understand this journey you're on, or what you're learning, or what you're discovering. And I'm seeing that a cat or a dog could be helpful to you, has emotional support in this journey. And yeah, what's very clear here is the life you lived before you made this transformation, before you went through this threshold, was very different from the life you're experiencing in this new chapter. And it's a very beautiful one, but it might sometimes be lonely, and you're meant to rely on your relationship to spirit and animals. And there will be people who align with you, but it is a lonely road to go through experiences like this sometimes. My cat's eating out of her little food trays, if you hear that. Yeah, that's definitely, I think, a sign that there's something about nurturing yourself, giving yourself soul food as well as real food, and also maybe about you getting an emotional support animal if you don't have one. Also, what I'm really seeing here is the metaphors between your spiritual experience being reflected in your external reality. We talk about how the inner world is reflected in the outer world, and I see that's very true for you, and in beautiful ways in the future. But you're just not meant to neglect your internal reality and your feelings, and just know that your feelings are valid, and you should let yourself feel them. Is there anything else I'm seeing? I'm seeing that you're very lucky. You're coming into, and that's because you're prepared and you're meeting opportunity in that preparation. And yeah, you're coming into abundance, and you're meant to enjoy it, and also know that the universe knows this isn't easy. And it's not bad that you feel like this situation can be hard and lonely, because it's the truth. And I think sometimes you notice your physical abundance and feel guilty for feeling these feelings, and you're not meant to. Everything has a duality. Everything is nuanced. There's a lot of nuance to your situation, and you're meant to allow yourself to just feel how you feel and know that nobody has everything. There's always negatives to any positive. So know that you're doing great. You're very high vibrational. You're very blessed, and you're doing incredible work, and you will continue to do so. So yeah, pile 4, this is what I'm getting for you. It was an honor to read for you. I'm also hearing pile 2. There's a lot of similar cards in all the piles, honestly, so if you felt drawn to any other piles, I would look. But yeah, pile 4, this is what I'm getting for you. It's an honor to read for you. Personal readings are now available. The link is in the description box. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I'll see you in a different video. Take care. Bye.